Hi, today we're going to cover how to set up a orientation registration using Google Forms. To start out with, you want to create yourself a Gmail account in Google. When you do that, you automatically will get access to these labs. One of which is going to be the Google Drive, which is, like it's a cloud drive for storage. One thing you will find is that by going through this method of using Google Forms for this and uploading photos, you will have to pay. I think I'm paying like $100 for a terabyte of memory. Um, so in this lab, you also get Google Docs, Google Sheets. Google Docs is a lot like Microsoft Office Word. Google Sheets is a lot like Microsoft Excel, and then Forms. Just kind of give you a demonstration. Forms, when you open up a form, it's kind of like a question and answer. You can do series, you could do several different types of questions. Um, Adding sections. So if we wanted to just put in what's your name, you can change it from a short answer to a paragraph. You could have multiple choice, drop down, check boxes. These are all different types of uh, answers that you can put in. Um, so we'll use short answer for that. Say we're going to add another section, and then we want to put in here, say, for example, we want to have a yes or no question, yes or no question. Well, get my fat fingers done, right? Um, so then what we'll do here is we can change this to, um, I'm sorry, this is a different section, so I've already messed that one up. So we're going to delete the section. We're going to add a question is what it is. We'll do change here to check boxes. We have, you know, and you can also make some of these required. So that's just kind of a give you a quick overview of how you create a form. Obviously, you can go in and you want to title it whatever you want. You can also, if you've already had forms created, you can extrapolate that information from there. So, for example, our orientation questionnaire form, we can come here and we can select individually or we can select all. Um, so if I just hit select all, import 24 questions, it's going to take that, put it in here, and then I definitely don't want to do anything to this just yet. Um, so we'll take this one out because that was a question from the previous form that I was starting. Um, so that's kind of once you've created this, and I'm going to go ahead and not save that, but it automatically is in that. If I go into my box, it'll show me into my Google Drive. That title will be in there, as you can see here. So this is in my Google Drive. The one that I'm working on is currently in there. What I will do though is I'm going to delete this form and see, I'm just going to go ahead and close this out, go into my Google Drive. This one's here, and I'm going to remove because I don't want to mess with that. So what I do want to do is show you once you create your apps, or I'm sorry, your Google Forms, you're going to get um, you're going to have them show up in this go in your My Drive, your Google Drive, and once you start utilizing that form, and get into orientation. And I'll go into, so this is that one that's already created. Once you put in your first line of answers and you submit it at the bottom, and go all the way down here. Once you create that and you get it submitted, your responses will show up and they give you a summary, questions, individual, and what have you. But what you really are looking for is to go into Google Sheets. And that is right here in the upper right-hand corner about View Sheets. When you open that up, the sheet is automatically, without you having to do anything, automatically joined, linked to that Google form. All right. So once you start putting all of this stuff together, and you've got your different, like you're right here, we're looking at a driver's license and what have you. Once they submit the answers, the responses to the questions, then what happens is this in Google Drive, it automatically creates a file based off of the name for your Google form. Now, if you look into here, you will see that we have different, this is all automatically created based off of these questions that have things that are being uploaded. So we have driver's license, we have here basic or CPR, OSHA 10, OSHA 30, fall protection, scaffold, scissor lift. We go into here, we will see aerial lift. Each one of these is you got your driver's license, CPR. It's automatically labeled and everything. Okay, so the other benefit to this is when an individual goes to log in, this is one of the downsides of it, is that in order for an individual to use it, they have to have a Gmail account. So we've got our phones from the project phones that we're using, but if most people have a Gmail account, and if not, what we've been doing is going into each company and creating their own Gmail account. So it might be company ABC at gmail.com, and just purely so that way they can log in to the system.
Mhm.
And when they upload, it'll come up. I'm sorry. When they upload, it'll come up, and it'll show me like this guy here. It automatically came from these individuals. Their names are already there because it's logged in underneath them. Some of the stuff that we have is that we might have a same individual that is using his or her Gmail account, like in the case of Mr. Thompson here. He uses his phone to upload a lot of his employees' stuff. So his name will be on there. So what we have to do is go back in, and you can see right here, last modified by, and we'll be able to go in and change those names to make it reflect who that file should be for. Um, so that's kind of the nuts and bolts to getting that set up. Now, the other part to some of the questions that had been asked is, hey, Gary, how do I get to this? How do I get a QR code for this particular um, uh, form? All right. So the way we go about doing that is they've got free QR code generators, and I will tell you, I use QR code monkey um, because it gives me the opportunity to do a URL, a text, an email. It gives you all of these different avenues. In this case here, I'm going to be using a URL, and what that simply means is that I'm going to go to where this is, where this form is located. So I see I'm going to go into here. I will copy that URL, go into here, and I will paste my URL here. Excuse me. All right. I don't need to be collecting anything, what have you. And then what I want to do is I want to make sure that I've got something that's going to be of some decent quality. And then I want to create a QR code. And then next I want to uh, download. Now you can do it one of two ways. You can do PNGs, you can do the JPEGs, I'm sorry, the PDFs and what have you. And you'll see right here, we could do a PDF if we wanted. So that way, once you have it, the most important thing is that you go in and you label it. Another thing that we have started getting into, what you've just seen here, is that it just got created. So if you take this and you scan that, it'll take you straight over to that form. The other thing that I like about QR Code Monkey is that if I wanted, I would be able to go in here and I can put my own logo in there if I wanted. So probably just go into pictures. Remember where I put my logos, but let's just do this one. And then what'll happen, it's going to upload, and then add the logo, and then I'll create a QR code. Now that logo is in the middle of your photo or your QR code. All right, and the same thing, you can do PDF, PNG, however you want. You can make it super high res. And all this is just allows you more detail, obviously in the long run. So that's the nuts and bolts to getting these using Google for using Google as the choice of getting your operations or your orientation for pre-registration, and also how to get your QR codes generated. So that's pretty much it.